premiums and, in the Maya Trust, which we are one unit of the Maya Trust, there were, a range of increases in premiums, anywhere from 3% to 10.9. That was the range of increase in premiums. The average rate of increase for members was 9%. I had budgeted 9% going into the annual meeting for the appropriation. Ours came in at 6.7. Good trending numbers on utilization, whereby the premiums that we collect from the employees and what we match are more than what they have to pay out. So we're going in the right direction in their eyes. Ideally, it'd be break even. We had been on the other side for a while. And looking back, we restructured the benefits a couple of years, 3 years ago. Last time we negotiated with the police union and changed some of the co-pays and deductibles, et cetera. And that's had a positive impact, I think. And good luck, good health. Yeah. Keeping in mind, any big major claim is taken out of the group, which is one of the benefits of staying in Maya. It's like reinsurance by Blue Cross. So the first 75,000 of claims is paid by Maya. So if we had a big incident, 75 would be paid from Maya, and then the rest would be kicked outside Maya. So with all that, I told her that we'd like to renew the contract with them for another year. And that starts September 1st. So that's where we are. I budgeted no increases in enrollment. With a 9% in the budget, I mean, our appropriation's close to 400,000 now. I didn't want to budget any growth in the plan, but we're only like at 80% participation, so if people came in, we'd have to appropriate more. You know, I appropriated 9% based on current census, but if somebody came in, you know, the difference in premium might not be able to cover it all, so we're budgeted up tight on that. In the health insurance reform, municipal health insurance reform of 2011, which basically said we could make minor changes in co-pays and deductibles in a health plan without having the unions have veto control over it, as long as they were at the table and bargaining. If it was an impasse, the municipality could still make minor changes. Well, part of that legislation required that all municipal health groups have an eligibility audit. And we talked about this, and you might remember, Bob, 2 years ago, where we had to, part of the state law is that every 2 years, a municipal group has to audit its eligibility, audit all the, members and the dependents. And
Looking for alternate insurance coverage, or?
looking for everybody that's eligible, everybody who's eligible is covered, and people who are covered are actually eligible. Dependents, ages of dependents, proof of age, marital status, divorce decrees, all that really itchy, sensitive stuff that we don't want to touch. So Maya will contract with a service firm at no cost to us to do this eligibility audit on the condition that we have to implement their findings.
When do they anticipate that being done?
It was supposed to be done 2 years ago. Apparently we got on the bandwagon too late. They're offering it, it's 2 years later, there were no repercussions for that. It's 2 years later, they want us the opportunity to do it. I had prepped the board up for that, I was pretty uptight about it, you know, how it would all be conducted, how it would be received by our insureds, and, never ended up happening, nobody was contacted, I wasn't contacted, you know. But some of the things, that some of the audit techniques they may use to get information, it's like, I wasn't quite sure how it would be received. But nothing ever happened, but we're gonna have to face that now. So, action item, I'd like you to sign an agreement, it has to be done by August 5th, to allow HMS Employer Solutions to conduct an eligibility audit for us. We don't have anything to do with it. We don't receive, we don't inspect, you know, sensitive information, we don't collect it. They do, and then they discuss the findings with us. So if they find, well, you know, this was, these groups weren't eligible, or these people aren't responding to our request, and then we take appropriate action at that time. So it's a very professional effort. There's sample communications that they send out to subscribers with dependents, subscribers without dependents. I have them in my office if you want to inspect those. Yeah, I think you get the gist. All right, and I'm not gonna read the explanation. It's Chapter 32B, Section 26, requires the government audits to conduct an enrollment audit not less than once every 2 years. And so there's an enrollment audit participation agreement between us and allowing Maya to hire HMS Employer Solutions.
So if I'm correct, it's
I've
paid by,
signed and dated it.
it's paid by them. Whatever corrective action plan or whatever changes we have to make, we have to implement them because we're asking them to perform the
Yep.
audit.
That's right, that's right. We're doing it on behalf of Maya. Maya wants to make sure that, you know, everybody that we're insuring is in compliance with our plan document.
So if we don't participate in the audit, what would happen?
I
If
don't
we
know.
decided not to participate, I mean,
I guess
how
we
would-
would
how
have
could
to
it
pay
impact
our own-
us?
We would have to pay somebody to do our own audit.
okay,
So
You
we
know,
need, we need a motion as
I don't think I'm gonna inspect people's
No.
tax returns or birth
But
certificates
this
on
is,
kids.
this is standard business practice outside of public service.
Yes.
Every year, I have to fill out a form.
It's an affidavit, you sign an affidavit that, you know, spouse lives with me, she's been dependent for
Yep.
tax return purposes,
As the kids
Whatever
go
the
to school, they
documents
wanna
you
know
need-
they're
they
still
need
in
to
school, all
produce.
that stuff. Yeah.
they may not find that anybody really needs to be looked at. If somebody's been insured with Maya for 20 years, and they have 2 dependents, and they have their dates of birth, and they're still, you know what I mean? What's the check?
That's standard business practice.
You know, it's, so if we didn't do this, we would be responsible for complying with Chapter 32B, Section 26, some other way.
And your recommendation is to sign?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
What I
we
wanna
need-
hear, sir.
So we need a motion.
We'll make a motion to, sign.
I'm sorry, is it for the chair to sign or all 3 to sign?
This board, it's got 3 lines, so.
Okay, I'll second it, I'm fine.
Any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
So that's where we are, needs to be addressed. And the last thing is where I'd like to see us going, is to restructure our retiree health insurance product. To, right now, we offer a, I don't know, for lack of a better word, a Tier 3 Medicare supplement, which includes prescription drug coverage in it. It's very expensive. We subsidized 75%. And we're basically covering the share, some costs that the federal government would otherwise pick up through Medicare D, prescription drug coverage. So what a lot of people are doing now, we've had a small group, but it's getting bigger. We've had retiree insurance since 1999 in this town. So it's obviously the plan's getting bigger. It's getting more costly. So we need to leverage that Medicare D subsidy from the federal government. And what we would do is carve out, we would offer them a second level, like not a Medic's bronze, but like a Medic silver, without prescription drugs and a separate prescription drug plan. And it would save us in the vicinity. We don't have the new Medicare D supplement rates, but this would go in effect with the next Medicare open enrollment period, which is January.
What change would the retirees see? Would it be seamless, where they just get another card, and then they move forward with the same payments, everything
We
else?
got a small group, and this is being done, and there's a lot of experience at this. Maya will come out and do workshops. They can do individual counseling with everybody. The rub is, what kind of prescriptions do you need? You know, and will this PDP, this prescription drug plan, cover that? The only real change, the only seamless change, it's not that they've got to sign up for complicated, make changes in paperwork and read contracts or anything. It's a seamless back operation transition. We have the power to do that. This is a group plan for retirees. Their individual needs will be addressed. And we're probably looking in the vicinity of a $15,000 a year savings by doing this.
Will the retirees have to pay any more out of pocket?
Most likely not,
Okay.
but it's gonna depend on what kind of drugs they need, but you're not gonna know what, they may not be needing something now, but they may in the future, so.
But what I'm getting at is, you work your 20 years, you're told you're gonna get something, and then all of a sudden it changes. I don't mind making changes that save the town money, I just don't wanna make sure it's not being done at the expense of the retirees. I wanna make sure that they're taken care of as they should be, and that they're not getting any additional expense that they a lot of times can't.
There's no deductibles, there's no percentage, there's no donut holes.
So it's pretty much the same as what they have, just through a new carrier.
Yeah, we're splitting the health insurance into two pieces. One for a strict Medicare supplement for your health insurance and your out-of-pocket stuff that Medicare doesn't cover, and your drug plan. And in total, those things are less than what they're paying now. Will it be more, see, there's, it all depends on what kind of medicine somebody requires. So I'm not expert in that, I'm not
Okay,
gonna answer
well,
that.
as I said, my only concern
There'll
is
be
if I'm on
council, we're gonna have
ABC.
we're gonna have workshops, and
Okay.
some of their concerns will be great, I don't wanna answer hypothetical, what if?
No, I'm on ABC and I'm paying this right now. I just wanna make sure that we say, here's your new plan. If you're on ABC, it's gonna be the same. And
The only
we've been
difference,
strapping the
they just
seniors
explained
with-
to me, the only difference is how they get it, through mail order.
Right, the mail order, but everybody's pretty much used to that right now. Anybody who's on any type of maintenance drug understands the mail order program and how to get it that way. But again, my only concern is I don't want to save the town money on the backs of the elderly. If they come up with a new drug, then they have to go get that, that's fine, that's more money that we couldn't foresee. I just don't want to have it where what you're on now all of a sudden is gonna cost you more because the town needs to save money.
Okay, so,
So that's what I'd like to do, going forward in the fall. We'll know the new Medicare rates, the new Medicare D rates. We'll know what
down into the season. we'll go
Prescription
back.
drug, PDP, the prescription drug plan rates will be because they're
Right.
contingent on what the Medicare D subsidy is. And we do illustrations for them, we'll have workshops with, we've got a small group, we'll have about 12 people that are in, our medics group by that time. We're in 10 now, we're picking up 2 more. You gotta keep in mind that, this is a good thing for spouses of retirees who we don't subsidize, because many of them have left because the MedX 3, that level 3 that we offer now, is gonna be about $580 a month, and we don't give any help toward that. So they go off on their own, get they do the same thing, they get a MedX Bronze and a prescription drug plan, and they'd be in the vicinity of $350, $400. So we're gonna be able to, keep some of those spouses that we might otherwise lose in our group. And the other thing about the savings, if you're a retiree and you have MedX 3 from the town and it's $580 a month, and the town's paying 75% of it, you're not paying a big number. So the change to them isn't going to be that much, but it is a lot of savings to the unsubsidized spouse, who are essentially kicking out of our group because we have a very expensive product and we don't have another option for them. So like I said, it would save both retiree and town. And by just, getting what the federal government's willing to subsidize.
That was my.
So this is something we're gonna look at again down the road?
Yeah, like I said, we'll know the new rates. This Medicare usually releases the new rates around October, so we'll know what PDP cost of the product will be. We'll have workshops, with the retirees so that they can see how they might be impacted by, if they want to, see how they shop for their prescriptions. But it's, from what I'm hearing, it's positively received everywhere. We save money, they save money.
It's a good thing.
Yep.
Any questions?
No, I appreciate the information ahead of time, so we're ready.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is, what's nice it's gonna be easy to roll out, because this month I'm also, because the premium changes September 1st for our MedX 3 plan, okay, and it's gonna go up 6.7% to them. I tell them, because if it's a husband and wife, if there's a spouse that's not subsidized, I do calculate, well, this is your new insurance program, because they pay me directly every month. I'll get in that we're exploring rolling out a different thing, and I might get some feedback, get some questions, so we're gonna have a good period to implement, because we're doing this half year, we're doing it coincident with the Medicare enrollment period. And we happen to have a September 1 enrollment, we'll be able to roll it out through the fall, and with only 12 people in the plan, they're gonna have plenty of hand-holding.
Thank you, sir.
All right?
Thanks for coming down,
Thank you.
Bill.
All right, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you have anything